And I guess the biggest news, I ain't gonna say it's just news, right? But first game of the season against Texas, it looked like Fox has put out a bulletin claiming that's going to be one of their games.
Already, man.
Already, man.
First game.
It's funny, though. But let me say this, though. Everybody's assuming it might not be at noon. It might still be
Is it not confirmed that it's a big noon?
It's not confirmed. Look, so everybody's assuming. I looked at what Fox came out with, and it just announced the game. Just say, hey, we got Texas, Ohio State. Everybody assumes it's at noon, and it's flipping out around here because I think they said we have, what's the number, like 6 more big noon games than everybody else in college football. We want our night games back, especially at home. But I don't know, man. It's kind of funny.
We're carrying big noon kickoff. So listen, to make this thing right, Fox, to make this thing right, you're going to have to up the money. I don't know what's within the rules, but Ohio State right now is carrying big noon football. Michigan was sharing some of that weight when they were on their sign stealing scam football run, but
it's over now.
It's over now. It's over. Everything, the tables have turned on them. There might be some violations coming, some suspensions coming. Joe Klatt is walking back his comments before where he was saying, oh, sign stealing isn't that big of a deal. Now he's saying, well, they broke the rule. because and the reason why is because he works for Fox. And Michigan is not where they were at a couple years ago. But listen, I'm fine with some big noon. I don't mind a noon game. The game is over. I can still have the rest of my day to do things, take my daughter to the track, get some hundreds up and whatnot. But these Texas, Ohio State, that's just historically a prime time level matchup.
Yeah.
And it's almost robbing us of that experience. And it's a home game. This is a game I'm gonna go. Look, I don't go to a ton of games. I don't go to a ton of games. This is a game that I will go to and maybe let my son or my family experience a night game at Ohio State, big time matchup versus Texas, and we just may not get it. I'm gonna assume that it is a noon game, even though maybe they haven't formally announced that. And I'm close to just organizing a protest here.
Man. Like, we need to do something, man, because it is really ridiculous. I mean, it's funny that, like I say, it's such a big time game. The last time that we played Texas at home, like I went to that game. I was in high school and I went to that game. I remember the scene, the atmosphere, Vince Young being in the stadium and things of that nature. And people still come up to me and talk about that night. It's a game we lost, but just how the atmosphere was, how electric things was, and how great of a game was. People remember it at night. Yeah. And it being at noon really affects things, and just kind of the prep and everything around it, and then all the eyes that could tune in and lock in for the big moment, and especially it being week 1 of the season, kicking off the college football season. It has to be at night, so Fox has to get this right. Right, I know we're anticipating that maybe because that's their thing, right? But they got to get this one right. Obviously, they have other networks. They got Fox, they got FS1, and all that kind. Make this a night game. Don't let us come down, Buckeye Nation, and have to start protesting and doing things to kind of get this corrected because they still have their show, just like College Game Day. They still do their show in the morning and the game not actually to the night. Do that, mimic it. Don't blow up our season. Nah, but I'm getting a little far. I'm not gonna blow the season. But, make things a little less rowdy than it's supposed to be because you guys want to play the game.
There's other teams in the Big Ten. Fox, look, market some other teams. Like Penn State is there. Penn State exists. All right. There's USC. There's Oregon. We've expanded the Big Ten. Yep. Go find some teams.
USC, that's a big name, right?
Yeah, go find some teams in that noon slot that people could watch. If you're on the West Coast, that noon game is at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
They're gonna really get to experience Texas versus Ohio State, that big, heavyweight battle. That early in the morning, they gotta do something. They gotta.
Yeah, no, and it's funny. So I was kind of listening to I think sports radio, and they was kind of talking about it. They say so. Basically, I guess Fox is the has the most money invested into the Big Ten and the TV rights, so they get to pick 3 games at the beginning of the year. They're going to have Ohio State, Michigan. We know that's going to be at noon. They get the Texas, Ohio State game. And then now they're rumored, like they most likely, the next biggest game on the schedule would be the Penn State game. And then they was kind of blown up about that. Like, they play this game at noon. They taking away the whiteout again, that they, what they did previously when we played Penn State. So it was just like, man, it's becoming a problem. At first, it was kind of funny, like, oh, whatever. But like, season after season, like, you kind of got to make a change, because if not, it's just going to keep going, right? It's going to just keep getting out of control. We keep losing those experiences as fans, and our Buckeyes getting play in that prime time position.
Yeah, I think the rationale from their perspective is that noon time you're not competing with all other prime time I guess shows and games, etc. So you have like this window where if you have the biggest game, all eyes are on you at noon. You're not really competing for eyes, so you get to maximize that slot from a rating standpoint. But the reality is, Texas versus Ohio State, you're not competing with no one.
Yeah, that's right.
At the end of the day, you're gonna get a ton of eyes on that game because that is the game of the weekend. So yeah, I think they need to make an adjustment. I don't know how we put pressure on. Like, we got
yeah, right. It's funny.
Got to be. We got to do something.
It got to come from up top, though. It got to come from up top. It got to come from the Big Ten. It got to come from AD. Obviously, AD Ross has been going on this campaign about how he wants to brighten up the in-game experience, right? And you start looking at some of the games like in the SEC at night. They got like light shows and all that kind of stuff, and like DJs playing. We got DJ as well, but playing certain music at certain times and things of that nature. And I'm gonna be honest, that's tough to do at noon. Like, if you wanted to look at some lights and flicker and things of that nature, it's just tougher to do, right? It's just the reality of it. Yeah,
it's a reality, and you want in college football. There's gonna be more and more games. You got the college football playoffs, etc. But these matchups throughout the year, it's the only reason why you even play them, right? The reason why you play them is because Texas isn't in the Big Ten. We don't actually need to play Texas. This is a big-time matchup to give college football fans an opportunity to watch a high-level game in a great atmosphere, and you want to maximize that specific matchup. That is a night game in the shoe to be able for the whole nation to tune in to that type of game. So yeah, and speaking to your point about Ross trying to kind of improve the atmosphere, you get the best atmosphere in a night game in the shoe. Right. So
yeah, man, we want that. It's a magical time. Trust me, we've been there. We played in those situations. You can't take that away from the fan base. It's about experience. Life is about experience, especially now. Like, it's not just so much you can just do whatever. People want that experience. You give them a premium experience by having that game at night.